Okay, I'm back. I'm trying to log in also to see everybody's on the
Oh, I got you.
computer. I don't have a camera at work, so
Oh, okay. Well, we will make it work.
yes, sir.
Morning, Adrian. This is Kurt Legate.
Hey, good morning, Kurt. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for attending.
Sure.
Hopefully, we can have a productive meeting and get Mr. Cooper and the staff what they need. See, we got a couple more minutes. Miss Anita, you said that Mr. Ryder will not be there. Hmm. Okay. 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 So who we have? Who do we have? Kurt, myself, anybody else? Make sure we have a quorum. I sent out an email to remind everybody. Okay. Okay, Mr. Cooper, he can he be part? He is part of the number, but will he make us legal? Okay, good, good, good.
Good for something.
Oh, you're always good for something, Mr. Cooper. Always.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good morning, Terry.
And here, Terry.
Um, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Now I got the computer on and the phone. Yeah. All right. I'm coming back in now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
good
How are
morning.
you, sir?
Very well. I finally figured out how to get audio here. This is my first Zoom meeting, so.
That's
My
okay. You've
first
done
one too,
great.
Terry.
All right. I'm logging back in, Miss Anita, so I will just do one audio instead of trying to do two. All right. I'm there. Okay. Miss Anita, do you see me? Do you see me logging in as far as the audio? I mean, video. The yeah, you won't see me, but I'll be able to see you. I don't have a camera. Okay. All right. Well, all right. I don't want to hold up everybody. So thank you, everyone, for attending the meeting. Terry, Kurt, Mr. Cooper, Miss Anita. I know Wayne Boone is out of town, and I think Cooper is not going to be able to make it either. So at this point, we'll go ahead and get a roll call from Miss Anita, and then we'll do the agenda. Miss Anita? Here.
Here.
Here,
Here.
Okay. So we don't have anyone who logged in from the public, correct? Okay. Um, okay. At this point, we want to go ahead and go by the agenda. We have two things on the agenda this morning, which is the 5-year capital plan for discussion, and then the motion to adjourn. Wow, sweet. So with that being said, Mr. Cooper, at the 5-year plan, what do we need to do for you?
If you would like, if it would work out good for you, sir, I can give you my thoughts on what I think that we should try to accomplish for the next 5 years, and I'll do it by year if that works okay for you.
Sure, yes, sir. Is that okay with the committee?
it's fine.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
It'd be great, it'd be great if we get that for that grant we're going after it for our playground. I'm meeting with a screening guy this week about getting the pavilion screened back in, some doors put on it. Our playground equipment is really, really outdated down there. So we're really, really going strong. We're working on it as we speak. Okay,
Yes, sir.
for 2020 and 21, these are my recommendations that I'm giving you per year that I think that we ought to do. One of them, and some of this stuff we put in the budget, okay? For 2020, 21, we have some park benches that we were asked to put in there for on the side of the streets when residents are walking. That was $1,000. Storm drain covers, Mr. Andrews, that a concern that you had down on Hoffman Avenue.
Yes, sir.
For $3,000. Sidewalk rails for $5,000. And what I mean by sidewalk rails is right here on Dwight Street across from Cola Park. We have really got a bad setup there. It's a couple old pieces of wood, and we need to put a nice aluminum rail up there like we have out on Highway 16. Then I put sidewalk repair for $10,000. This is also in the budget. Just so everyone on this committee knows, Mr. Andrews already knows, we have gone out and measured every single sidewalk in this complete town. We have GIS and take pictures of every sidewalk that needs to be repaired in this town. We have got a estimate already on fixing these sidewalks. So we're really, really far ahead of the game. Here a while back, Mr. Andrews asked if we could identify the sidewalks that needed to be repaired. It took a lot of time, but it's done the proper way and it's done the correct way. So I feel good about that. That money, your revenue source, would come out of ad valorem taxes. Okay, your the front office renovations, would be $45,000 to rebuild, and we put that in the budget for this year. And also the back hallway area, right where my office is at, for 5,000, and that would come out of your building permit money.
Mm-hmm.
Our stormwater project we have for 2020-21 is the stormwater project for 600,000. 273,000 of it would come from St. John's Water Management, and 25,000 would come from PRC to put some storm drains there at Regal Way, where that floods there when it comes out on top of Poling. So that's a total of 898,000 for our stormwater project that we already have in progress right now. We hope to go to bed on that within a couple weeks. So we hopefully, I think we'll probably see some breaking ground sometime in November.
Okay.
In 2020-21 again, the passive park clean out, that was 2019 ad valorem dollars. That's in progress right now. For those of you that have been in there, it really, really, really looks good. I'm in the process now of getting a company that will come and spray that stuff to try to keep it down, but it has to be an environmental company approved by the state, in which that's what we're working on. That would be done the proper way to help us keep that down, because it's growing just about as fast as we cut it out there. But it really, really looks good for those of you that's been in there. We got the bridge fixed where a big tree had fell down on top of that. All of the sidewalks have been taken care of inside there, where we've grinded them down to where I feel like that they're pretty safe right now for the walk. I know that Mr. Legate walks through there, I believe, just about every morning.
Right.
And I'm sure he can probably comment on there how nice it looks through there.
It does.
I was in there this morning myself, so
Good, good.
yeah, it looks good, but it is growing, that's for sure.
And there are a
Yes.
couple of dead trees. There are a couple of dead trees that need to be taken out of there.
Yeah. So we still have that in progress right now. Our museum project is going on now. That's a local grant from Clay County Museum. We got from Clay County for 30,000. The estimate, the lowest estimate that we got so far to turn that into a museum is 47,000. And it really, really looks good for Lowe's, I believe, is going to come through for us and help us in some in-kind services, whether it's material or getting people to help paint or different things like that. So hopefully that in-kind services of 17,000 will come through in order for us to get that project done. The ADA restrooms, they're in progress right now. That was building permit money that we're using. That was 30,000. The state grant playground park that I talked to you about earlier, down at New Hope, we're going after a $50,000 grant because we don't have to match that 50,000. And like I said, the park really, really needs to be updated. Yes, we have done some things down there, but it needs some new equipment and different things like that to bring it up to where it's way more usable for it. Our 2020-21 again, our climate control storage room is in progress. We had 25,000 for that. That's coming along really nice. They're painting it today. So we will be able to, once that is completed, that's why our museum kind of has to wait right now, because we got to get these bathrooms done. We got to get the storage room done so that we can move all of the, all of the files has got to come out of the old fire station and the storage sheds that's out behind the tennis court. So there's a lot of moving pieces right now. So that's what we've got going on in 2020 and 21. So it's a really, really big list, but we knew it when it took it on. But some of the projects are starting to come together now. So that's what I have. That's what I'm recommending for 2020 and 21. Is there any questions on that year?
Well, thank you, Mr. Cooper. At this time, we'd like to open up for discussion to the committee. Does anybody have any discussion?
Well, I think it's fantastic, though. It's a very significant and broad brush with which you're painting it, but I think it's great. Shows how our little town is coming right along.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Terry?
Yeah, I'm impressed with how much is in the works and how much is getting done. Excuse me. So, sounds good to me. It looks, appreciate all the hard work that you're putting into that. So my
Mr.
video
Cooper, I
doesn't
thank
seem
you.
to come up.
Thank you very much for your hard work and your diligence and taking care of us, keeping us on the right track. One of the questions I did have looking at the capital projects concerning the sidewalks and curbs, I see where it says break down into smaller sections. One of the concerns I have is, do we have any sidewalks that you see that will cause someone to fall that we can alleviate a possibly lawsuit from somebody falling on the sidewalk? Or are we good to be able to postpone it or not repair as of right now? Or do you see that we need to fix them as we go?
Once my budget is approved, which we have a first reading tonight, then we have another one at the end of the month. The ones that I have identified, the $10,000 will fix them ones that need to be fixed immediately. So once my budget is approved, I would like to move forward as quickly as possible, taking care of the sidewalk.
Yes, sir. Okay. Hearing no further discussion from the plan that Mr. Cooper has developed for us and for our committee, we don't need a motion because this is, do we need a motion, Anita?
If I could go to 2020, if I could just, and it won't take as long for the next years, but if I could, because this is a 5-year plan, if I could give you 2021, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, and 24 and 25, that would be great if that's okay with you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay, 2021, 22, we're going to go after another state grant, which is a FERDAP grant, Polar Park. That will help us get the speakers that we've all talked about that we wanted to do over there, and a lot of different projects to get done for that. And then also in 2021, 22, I would recommend that we talked about this before, we do the double wall fuel tank out back here. That would bring us up to where we don't have to have a containment wall of where we have all the cracks in the walls, and I just don't want to have to redo that containment area when we can go with a double wall and we don't have to have the containment area. And 2022 and 23, we have a federal grant out there right now. Also, we would be looking at another CDBG grant to replace the old steel lines, water lines that we have in town. Our biggest area is they come down Clark, they go down a little piece of 16, and they come all the way back up Lewis and come down Caroline. That's our old steel water lines. About $855,000 worth is what I've got an estimate to do. And we would really like to try to go after that. We also have that, I believe, on state mitigation now with Clay County. And we did go to the federal people to see if we can get some help there. Now, since we have done our asset management plan, as you are aware of, Mr. Andrews, and it got approved, and Florida Rural Water has really helped us with a lot of different issues. I don't think this committee knows yet, but we did win the small water system for the state of Florida this year that we're very proud of. So with all of these things, as you can see it, Anita's holding it up. So with all of these different
Nice.
things going on, it just helps us get closer and makes the grant people and the Fed people and the state people and stuff to look at us a little bit closer and say, hey, these guys are doing the right thing and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They have improved all along in the last 5 years. So your chances to get that money are a lot better than if you wasn't following the system and wasn't showing improvement. So I'm very proud that we won that. And I think we have a good opportunity to get that. So that's in 22 and 23. And 23 and 24, I would say that we're going to try to go after a state grant again, a FERDAP grant, because we need to wait a couple of years in between of our playground park and see if we can go in there and get our exercising equipment fixed in Passive Park that we would like to have. We used to have in there, but a lot of it is deteriorated and gone away. And by that time of 23 and 24, there's going to need to be some sidewalks that's going to have to be replaced at that time. We have made them safe in there for the present time, but tree roots do have a tendency to mess up sidewalks when you have them up inside of a woods. So this is future planning. I know they're not that way right now, but we know we're going to have this type of issue later down the road. So I'd like to go after a FERDAP grant again in 23, 24 for the Passive Park. And 24 and 25, with ad valorem tax money, we are going to need to repave Caroline from Clark Avenue down to Studio, most likely. If many of you have been seeing that, and this will give us a chance to save some of our ad valorem tax money. And that's going to be around $150,000 to do that. So this will give us time enough to be prepared for it, time enough to start putting some away each year so that when we go to pave that road, we have the money in order to get that road done. So from Clark all the way down to Studio, there's dips in it, there's stones that's coming out of the road. So we need to start planning for some of this stuff. So that's my recommendations for the 5-year capital program of looking at everything that I think may arise.
And that takes us all the way out to the 5-year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hearing any discussion from the committee?
No, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds-
Adrian, do you want a motion to approve the plan?
Yes, Miss Anita? Okay.
So
Can
I
we have
so
a motion?
moved.
So
I so
move. Can we have
moved.
And I'll
can
second.
we have so move in second? All in favor signify by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
My video.
Is that what you need, Mr. Cooper, to keep on being
Ye-
successful?
Yes, sir. And I appreciate all the support and thank each and every one of you for that.
November.
Okay. From the committee, from the council, yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
We're
Yes,
just a
ma'am.
little bit, we're just a little bit under the gun because we have such a timeline on that FERDAP grant that we're trying to get for our, and this is one of the pieces of the puzzle that we're trying to get for the playground.
Yes, sir. Okay. Before we go, Mr. Cooper, and committee, there's one thing that's not on the agenda that I just wanted to see if we could discuss so we wouldn't have to take up the time tonight in town council. I know Highway 16 is a state road, correct?
That is correct.
We have some small potholes that if we don't catch, they're going to be humongous. It's going east.
Yeah, I going east, I know exactly where they are. I have already contacted DOT on that, and they're supposed to get with the subcontractor on it and make them aware of it.
Okay, good. Because they're getting bigger and bigger because the traffic is picking up. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. Committee, does anybody else have anything before we make a motion to adjourn?
No,
Oh,
Hearing none, can we have a motion to adjourn? Well, before we go, Mr. Cooper, you have anything else before we go?
No, you guys have taken care of me.
Okay. Miss Anita, you have anything for us before we go? Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask this is a question not about, this is maybe ask Anita. When I speak, the video doesn't come up, and I'm not sure if that's something I didn't do on my end or what.
yeah.
Yeah, mine doesn't seem to do that. But yeah, when he speaks, he comes up on the big screen. But when I speak, it doesn't seem to come up on the big screen. I don't know why that is.
I see Terry when he speaks.
Oh, does it come up? Okay, maybe it comes
Yeah.
up on yours and not on mine.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's too bad. No. Okay.
You look good, Terry.
Thank you, Adrian. Sorry I can't see you.
All right.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
no further discussion. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Signify aye.
Aye.
Any nay?
Aye.
All right, not to be here. Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for all the work.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Get out of this. Leave.